Well, hello, everybody. I was doing something and wasn't watching my computer. Who we all got in here? Randy, New Ferris Railroad. Me. Hmm. Um, Stan or Sean. Yeah, believe it's Sean. School Bill or School Kill River Valley, John. PDRR Engineer, Art. Uh, Indian Head Valley Railroad, Wilmer, welcome. Who else we had? The Carver, welcome. Hi, Randy. So it's Sean, right? I'm pretty sure that I'm not good at figuring that out. So Dustin's in scale railroad, welcome. You'll be on listen only as you driving home from the office. That's fine, buddy. Okay, just making sure it's Sean. I didn't think it was Stan because it would be totally spelt different. So it's just a different way of spelling Sean. So it looks to me like we have 11 people in here according to the StreamYard. Um, Gee, I'm not even getting the notification that I'm live. I might not even be here. I might just be a ghost. Um, first of all, I need a better internet connection on my phone so I can pull up whatever I'm trying to look at. And there's Miss Nancy. Welcome. Lady in the house, guys. So, not that she can't take some words. She takes a lot of it from when she's on Ron Toyman's channel, which is RWC Toyman. Dave Piper, welcome. Yeah, oh, I can handle the guy. Yeah, you got that big stick. I know. The thing that or the grabbers that you call a big stick, it's actually set of those stick grabbers, but she calls it her big stick. So take it for whatever you want to take it as, guys, as the big stick. Try to be good because she's been known to take some people out. I won't go into that, Nancy. But anyway, I don't I can't see blue on my StreamYard because it's all the same color, so I'm just gonna hop in my um chat here real quick and um recognize my moderators because I'm not too sure who's moderators anymore. I haven't seen them for quite a while. We've got Wilmer, and I'm just going to do a quick shout out to my moderators and thank them. You all know who you are by seeing your name in blue, but we have Wilmer at Indian Head Valley Railroad, Nancy and the Spirit of Colorado and Silverton Company Railroad, and that looks like the only two moderators that's in here right now. I know Container Man 68, BNSF 6951, Cousin Vinny, Container Man 68 is Roy Harbick, and of course Sparky 107 is one of my moderators, as well as Ralph Greenwood, who normally does when we need links posted up. And I want to thank all my moderators, and if I missed anybody, again, thank you for all you do to help us with our live streams. We all appreciate it to help watch our chats while we are doing other things on here to try to entertain for an hour or just a little over, like I usually end up doing. We have Jack, welcome. Stu Structures, welcome. And I think that's the only two that came in. And I'm going to try to glimpse down here at my phone once in a while to, oh yeah, he is going in surgery, isn't he, Nancy? Yes, keep Roy Harbick, Container Man 68, as we know him on YouTube, in your thoughts and prayers. For his surgery, I believe it's is it his knee, Nancy? Why am I thinking it's his knee, or is it his arm? I'm thinking it's his knee. It's been so long that hard to keep track of what's going on and where and all that good stuff. So, but keep Roy Harbick in your prayers. Okay, it is his knee. Okay, I thought so. Must be somebody else I'm thinking of that had something wrong with their arm. I don't know why I thought arm. That's fine, Randy. Don't necessarily have to chat. You just, watch along and watch this crazy live stream I try to do on Thursdays. And I forgot my water. I was rushing around trying to get in here, and I forgot my water from my can. But anyway, we're going to switch cameras. I'm not going to go into all the live streams and any shout outs or anything again tonight. I want to go right over to this diorama so I can get as much done tonight as I can, so I don't have to keep extending this on my live streams. I've got other ideas for other live streams, and I don't want to keep going on for months with this thing. So we're probably going to do like grass and different stuff. Let me change cameras cams, and I'll get back with you here in a second. And welcome John 2618 to the live stream. And we will figure out what I'm doing because I haven't been on here all week. Wow, don't even know how to change my own life or my cam now. It's sort of sad. Well, is it going to work? There we go. There we go. That's the cam we want. So my moderators that is in here, keep after the chat. I'm sure there's not going to be any problems unless somebody unexpectedly shows up. But first of all, I did this a few nights ago. I just got bored doing a bunch of other stuff around the house, so I just decided to come down here and weather the box car up. I'm sorry I didn't do it on my live stream, but I wanted to try to move, this along just a little bit because of other things I want to do on my live streams on Thursday. So I did make marks. If you can see those, I doubt you can. I took a little screwdriver and just punched where the little edges of the box car right there is going to go down into the foam. So that is the first thing we are going to be doing. And for that, I am going to use the 100% Elmer's glue. And you can see that I've got one of these trusty T-pins. And if I can get on the right side of the camera, I will pull that out because it had dried up in here and I punched a hole through it so I could get glue out. And let me get rid of this annoying thing here that's on my computer so I can kind of glimpse at the chat once in a while. And this is probably not going to work too good because the phone is going the wrong way for the chat. But that's all right. We got moderators on duty. They know what to do in case. So we will take our white glue, and I'm sorry about this, guys. This setup is just annoying to me anyway. I don't know what it exactly looks like to you all, but I'm going to try to turn this around so you can see a little better. See if I can get my white glue to come out. Now, that I want to throw some tips out there when doing something like this. You can do this several ways. You can glue this directly down to your foam like I'm going to attempt to do, or there's a couple different ways you could do it. You could take skir sticks with the pointy end for the foam, and of course you ain't going to see that because there's got bright lights in the office, but that pointy end, and then you have that round end, which actually that one split and broke, but you'll get the idea. You can cut these to length and glue them inside your boxcar shell and take the time to push them down into your foam, and that way you can remove all that. If you had like say it was a passenger car body or shell, you could remove it later, punch a hole down through there, and actually light it up. With something like this, or toothpicks or something strong, even if you hot glued your T-pins on the inside, you could just stick it down right into the foam and it would be removable. you know, to put a light in or whatever, if it was like a old passenger car and stuff like that. I mean, I could still put a light in here. Um, sorry guys, I'm used to a camera being over that way on the computer, but if I wanted to, I could, well, maybe I painted that shut. That's interesting. The door won't come open. There we go. I must have painted it shut. But anyway, you could open the door and put a little LED strip up in there and make it look like somebody actually installed lights and has, you know, put a little generator or whatever somewhere outside. If you wanted to get, you know, really, really into the details for a homeless person or a hobo, obviously they ain't going to have access to a generator or anything like that unless it's given to them or they steal it. And plus, they got to figure out where they're going to get the gas. So they'll probably have to go steal it too to run the generator, unless they just happen to have a solar panel somewhere that they can steal too. But anyway, we are going to put this right down like that and try to do well. I just had a T-pin laying here, and now the T-pin ain't here. Oh, geez. I've lost it. Ray Boble must be sending me signals. He's the old crazy one on some of these live streams. But anyway, we are going to try, and I mean only try, to figure out how I'm going to pin this down just enough that it will not wiggle and move as we're doing something else on this. So give me a minute here and I'll try to get some T-pins in some weird areas here. Not exactly a lot of room for these big hands, but we'll make it work. And I hope this holds this. If it don't, I can always reglue it later. It's no, it's no big deal. It's not going to be, you know, anything fancy. So, that should hold it. Anyway, that'll hold that while it dries a little bit. And again, if you wasn't on here, before, this is representing a fire pit. Now, I don't know where, you know, somebody would have access to shovels and stuff, even though this was an old tool shed or abandoned box car that they the railroad stored stuff in, which is the reason a railroad track is abandoned. Of course, you know, it would probably still be going if it was more than a diorama. But somehow this fire pit got here. Now, the railroad could have put this here, you know, to burn something. Who knows? It is kind of close to the box car, so good thing this might not be wood, because I would say the homeless person or the hobo or whoever might be living here once in a while might burn their house down or home down. But we won't go into that. So make sure this is pinned down just a little more. I know how I might have to put a pin if the door don't fall off the boxcar shelf, which it almost did. I'm going to try to put me a T-pin right there, maybe. Okay. But anyway, we're gonna put some grass on this baby tonight. Got our trusty hot pan catcher. And like I said, guys, I'll try to glue and get this in better later. If it don't fall apart by then. So we are going to use our water glue mix 50-50. And if I can get this thing to spray, I'm going to have to get some new spray bottles because I think this one, because it's been out in the shed in different weather, it's trying to stop spraying on me. And the only way I can get it to actually prime is close it up so it sucks it up into the tube, and then you can open it up and it should do what I want it to do. So anyway, we are going to add some grass, and we got to watch putting a lot of stuff around this because this is a fire pit. Then again, who knows what we might burn down with that little fire pit being so close to different stuff. This is supposed to be a road. Now, don't hold me to that. It just looks like a bunch of dirt glued there, but it is what it is, and I'm going to try to go with it. So here we go. We're going to put some glue on here. Take I can remember which one I used. One of these was a glue brush. I believe it might have been. It was one of these. I believe it was this one. But we're going to try to spread this around just a little bit. If you can see, I'm on the other side of the boxcar, so sorry about that, guys. But anyway, we're going to try to spread this around, and I will try to turn this around so I can get you on. Let me get this out of the way. Didn't realize that was in the camera. But we're going to try to dab this around like this. I may end up having to use straight white glue on this because it's not really prepped correctly, but you'll get the idea. And then we'll take a little bit of our fine turf right there, Woodland Scenics. And this came from Hobby Lobby on sale one day, way before the showstopper moved into the world and kind of stopped my going places. We're going to add some grass right there, or fine turf. I do have clump foliage somewhere in this right here. So we will get into that next. Maybe some medium green course and some light green course. Um, Turf will go in here also. Right now, we'll pat this down just a little bit to try to even it out. This is just the way I do it. I know some people don't do it by just sprinkling with fingers. They use a spoon or anything like that. And I lost my internet. And Wilmer's messaging me. He lost his internet, guys. So if Wilmer's no longer in here, that's the reason. So Nancy, if you're still in here, which I trust a lot of you guys, you never really gave me that much trouble. So you all been here before, you know the rules by now with the live stream. So I'm not even gonna torch you over that one. And we will be putting some kind of it'll probably be black grayish. What it is? Like a black grayish. Yes, it is in a cat treat container. These treat containers are good for a lot of stuff, guys. But anyway, this is craft sand that I found at the dollar store some time back, and I bought green and black grayish. It's like a black grayish color, but I use it for ballast on sidings and spurs and dead abandoned tracks in there and such. Well, for this, it's going to be good enough for a diorama because you're not actually going to put this on the railroad. So but anyway, back to putting some grass in here. We're going to put some probably along the road. Might even put some in the road. I don't know because it's an old dirt, gravelly looking road. So, and this is actually the wrong glue. I just discovered that. I'm putting the 100% glue down. Oh, that was dumb. Well, anyway, it'll work. Glue's glue. Don't necessarily need the alcohol for the straight glue because it will not run because it's not mixed with water. And I do clean that brush out, guys. White glue will come right out of the brush. Hot water. So we will put a little bit of the green in some sections here. And then I want to add some dark green stuff into it. So I don't want too much of one thing because this has gotta go back to the layout here sometime to get used out there one of these days if I ever see the layout again. It's been a while since I've been out there, but I believe this one's the trees. And now we got Nancy. Your live went off. YouTube is down. Oh. Hmm. Well, guys, I don't know if anybody else is here or not, but a lot of people is losing YouTube and the internet, according to Nancy. He's sorry I can't get back to your live. Won't let me. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm texting Nancy Jones back. She lost her internet and she said YouTube will not let her back on for whatever reason. Um, I thought maybe I had lost the whole thing, but according to my router and my modem over here, it is still on, and my computer says I'm still live. So this is going to take a second. There we go. But everybody that's still here, try to bear with me. Um, as we may experience must be. Well, anyway, guys, so back to what I was doing. And I'm going to get off the YouTube thing because I can't watch both anyway right now. So anyway, sorry about that, guys. Had to text her back so she didn't think I was ignoring her. Um, but we're going to take what's in this pan that's been laying in here, and try to reuse it. And it's some lighter color turf. So we're going to mix some of that in there. And when all this stuff dries, I will shake this off into the pan or in a trash can or whatever, and get all the loose stuff off of it so it ain't laying all over the place in here. Um, let's see what else we got. We got some clump foliage we can use. Some medium gray turf, some light coarse turf. Well, it's medium coarse turf green, but this is the light coarse light green stuff. So we're going to add a little bit of that, some more of that into um, our scenery base. And then this is going to be growing along the road, or what I think is supposed to be an old gravel road. Just got YouTube back. No. Evident. Well, I don't know. I was moving on YouTube, but I turned mine off. So evidently, a lot of people must have lost their YouTube signal. Sorry that happened to you guys, but I guess that's something to do with YouTube during the showstopper. They say that Facebook and YouTube was going to experience that kind of stuff. So because of so many people being on YouTube and Facebook and all that now, being home, and I guess it's just it's probably working on them on their signal. So that's enough of the light green stuff. We'll put a little bit of the medium in. It is a little slight different colors. It's not one's a dark. I'm pretty sure this one was a. Oh, that's a foliage. That'll be the next thing I think I use. This one. This is the fine turf, but it's grass. And these containers, guys, this is another tip. You can buy these at Walmart for like 10 in a pack. And I just label them with painter's tape. That way, if I change it or wash it out or whatever, and I want to change and put something else in it, I can just put a piece of tape on there and relabel it. This is good for when you get a lot of turf and your scenic materials and different stuff like that. I mean, you could probably even put a lot of ballast in there if you made your own, or if you just wanted to dump it so you could just take the container with you. But a lot of the ballast comes in its regular shaker containers. A lot of people use spoons and that kind of stuff and just shake it on, which I find probably would work a little better for a lot of stuff. But you can use whatever you have available. Everybody has their own ideas. I can't say that my ideas are the best ideas, because they're not. They're some of them's my own, some of them stole from other YouTubers, and that's the whole idea, guys. You got to use your head a little bit and come up with your own ideas, or you end up doing like a lot of us do, and just take other people's ideas and do it that way. But now we're going to get into the clump foliage. Like I said before, I'm not going to do a lot of scenery work on this because I'm not really sure where this is actually going to set. If it's going to be in the house or on a shelf out in the train shed. And welcome, why are you naked for? Trying to think of your name. I can't think of your name for some reason. Ron Brights, welcome. Dave being SF, N Scaler, welcome. N Scale, sorry. Too many people trying to watch me, right? Yeah. Everybody will be watching Vinny and Sparky and Wilmer before they all come to mind. But I ain't gonna say too much on that either, because I do get quite a few of you, and I thank you all for showing up. Dwayne's Fork and Spoon, welcome. Then we've got some Oh, everybody's favorite thing, clump foliage, Woodland Scenics. And again, it's in one of these famous um, containers. And I just found a container underneath of it, which was actually evidently housing my um, plaster cloth at one time because it's got plaster or pieces of plaster in it. Okay, well, and for this, I'm gonna put some around the front of the box car, and I got okay, it's 7:41, so I'm not totally out of time, which might be a good thing. I'm just going to take some clumps of it and put it up here in my pie pan. Um, and put that back down there. And we'll put a little more glue down right in this spot. I didn't put nothing in yet. And I'm using straight glue only because it's going to be a little less messy. Um, if that even sounds right, less messy. Um, then I won't have water and glue and alcohol going everywhere all over the desk. But I think I'll put that right there. That'll give it a little bit of overgrowth um, look. And then I got to turn this around so I can see if I can get this in here like this. I got to make sure I don't glue my T-pins in there. Not that I really think the glue is going to hold them. And we are going to take some of our clump foliage and we're going to now sometimes guys you can take a T-pin and stick right through that clump to hold it temporarily hold it down while it dries. I've done that on the layout out there before. Um, in some of the scenes in Prestonburg, up on the mountain part, because everything decided to move, and you get one of those places where you're okay, Randy, I can do that. But anyway, you get one of those areas where you have your mountain going down at a slant, and you go to glue something, and everything just like it wants to gradually start rolling real slow, and you don't actually notice it um, right away until you see something just rolling, and you start seeing glue. So you know, T pins and or whatever you have available, um, you can stick down through there temporarily if you have foam. Now, if you have plywood, like a lot of my layout is, um, you'll have to find another, or well, plywood is going to be flat unless you know have an idea of building something out of the plywood on a slant, um, but mostly it's for the foam and your plaster cloth and places like that. You take a T-pin and stick down through this, and it will um, hold it, and then you can just pull the T-pins out, or you can leave the T-pins in there if you're older, or you don't you have a whole big supply of them. You can just leave it in there and just glue something over top of it. You know, that'd be up to you, but just you got to kind of remember if you ever have to tear something up, you're liable to be hitting some T-pins through the process. So just keep that part in mind. But we're going to try to, if I can tear this apart. And we're going to try to put this in here. And this is probably going to be soon it for the night, guys, because the time's getting down. And we may need just a hair more glue. And you know what? Yeah, I'll go ahead and put it here. And this stuff's kind of, I want to say like spongy or springy because you push on it and, because it's the way it's made. You just got to try to get the glue between it and the foam to get it to actually stay there. And I'll probably take some 50/50 and go right over top of that later on at another time and just, tack everything down better. This way I'm just, I'm going through it a little quicker. Since you've added the scenery, the bottle cap looks like a bottle. Yeah, kinda. We'll get rid of that look, Martin. And welcome to the live stream, by the way. You just got in here, evidently. And my chat hasn't been really moving, so evidently nobody's chatting, or I'm just behind or something. But anyway, I will paint that like a black or a grayish, and the powder that the ashes or powder you get from the little cone incense that you can burn, and different stuff that you can buy at castles and different stuff like that. Well, I have some of it from when I burn incense down here in the basement, just to make the place smell good. So I might glue some of that in there, and after I paint this gray or black or something, it will make it look like ashes. So that will um, get rid of that green. Right now, I don't have it painted, so it's it's going to look like a basically a bottle cap, which is what it is, from a Mountain Dew bottle. So, but anyway, guys, it's 7:49. Here soon we'll let you promote your channels. Tell us about any contests. I know. Let's see. If anybody knows who Big Al Mayo is from Monster Railroad, he is having a um, weathering contest. I'm not too sure if that's over or if it's still on, though. But Big Al is a good guy on YouTube with his Monster Railroad, or it's Southern. It's actually SoCal Railroad or something like that, I believe. Huh. Yeah, you're having that trouble too. Huh. Well, I'm sorry about that, guys. That's happening to a bunch of you, but we can thank the showstopper. And yes, he did. Yes, he did, Martin. I enjoy his videos, even though he's more advanced with buying more expensive stuff. But if anybody ever needs LEDs, go to Big Al Mayo's Monster Layout website and look at those monster LEDs that he calls monster LEDs. He makes them up himself, and I think he sells like I'm thinking like 10 a 10 bundle. I could be wrong on that one. Just check out his website or his channel, or get a hold of him through Facebook or Facebook Messenger at Al Mayo. He does some good stuff. He's in the more expensive stuff like DCC and stuff. And I have, like I said before, guys, on these live feeds and videos, I have nothing against DCC. I have too much invested in DC. So I'm just trying to keep my HO stuff old DC because that's what my father and I had for our layout. He had AC Lionel and Marks, and I had DC for HO and stuff like that. And I just want to keep it like that. If I would ever go to DCC, it's going to be way down the road. But at this point, I doubt I'll ever see DCC for the simple fact that with the showstopper, you can't work, you don't have no money income, and DCC is just priced out of this world, some of it. So DC, you can do all kinds of stuff. Just like DCC, only it's DC stuff. So I'm happy with what I got. So I can live with it. But anyway, guys, go ahead and start promoting your channels, contests, and whatever you got going on, videos and stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and do that. The last only expensive part of DCC is converting. Yeah, that's true. But I'm liking those new Afrin engines that they. And let me switch cameras so you can see my wonderful face. Let's see. But yeah, I like the new Afrin engines. That's actually some of them's got ditch lights and that kind of stuff in them. And Derek Glass did a video or a a review video. I had to think there for a second. But anyway, a review video on them and compared them to like Intermountain and different brands. And I mean, them Afrin engines actually got a lot of detail to them. Some more than some of the other brands. So, and I like it because they're already equipped with, some of them's equipped with ditch lights or Mars light or stuff like that. And if you buy 2 or more Afrin locomotives, they're already speed matched right from the factory. So as long as they're the same brand, they're speed matched. So, thank you, Nancy. Well, it's just a preference and personal choice. Um, I'm not saying that I don't have DCC ready or equipped stuff, but I'm like Ray Boble. I mean, I wouldn't take the boards or nothing out of them like he would, but I would actually run them DC as long as I knew something wasn't going to happen to them, But but it's just a personal choice. I've got too much stuff collected and everything, and I just I don't need the hassle of you know DC and DCC. So DC is a lot more dependable. Yeah. Um, DC, you can go to the train show around here in Hagerstown all day and find old school DC stuff. I mean, the older stuff, anywhere from Tyco, AHM to up to Afrin and some even a little bit of Intermountain or stuff like that. But it's mostly Atlas and Afrin and all your more low. I don't want to really say low brands because or your other words your brands that started the whole thing. Lionel, Marks HO, American Flyer HO. Um, they're basically some of the ones that actually started it. HO stuff and Tyco is right up in there because they was around back then too. Also AHM, and then you ended up with like Lifelike Model Power, which is um, a remake of some Mark stuff. Because I found that out when I looking two cars, and I thought they was both Marks, and one was labeled Model Power, and one was Marks, and they looked exactly the same. Well, they bought the molds or whatever, and I mean Marks was owned by Lionel, and American Flyer is owned by Lionel, I think now. And but I mean, those are the brands that started it all, and you can go right to your train shows and buy old locomotives that might not work. You can get all kinds of parts off of those locomotives and make one or two good locomotives. Yes, yes. If you look at some of the I'm going to say the red, blue, and white box Model Power stuff. If you compare them cars to a Marks HO car, turn them upside down. The couplers are coupler pockets and everything is exactly the same and interchangeable. So you can build a put Model Power stuff right onto the Marks or Marks onto the Model Power, and it's all the same. But you know, but a lot of them, you can modify them and interchange stuff if you really want to do the modifying work to them. I mean, I've put Tyco stuff on Lifelike and Lifelike on Tyco, and basically the trucks are the same because they're going to snap in, and of course the screw-on trucks and coupler pockets and everything, you can put on other stuff also if you want to go through a little bit more work. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about there. Why you naked for? I used to run my Tyco engines for hours, and they got to the point that you actually could smell, or there was a certain smell coming out of them, and I always liked that smell. If I ever smell it again, then I'll know exactly what the smell is. But there was like a off burning pipe smell. And after you ran them for so long, the motors would get so warm, and the brushes and armatures and everything in there grinding all the time. Eventually, I would have smoke coming out the cab windows of the locomotive, and you might as well just blow her up from there, because it's not going to last very long after that. And back then, when you're a kid, you didn't care. But a lot of those I still got, because I figure, somebody will have something in the future that I could either rebuild, or I could take those shells off and put on another frame and make another engine. Make a whole new. But I mean, I used to run them until they wouldn't run no more, and that's what you do when you was a kid. I mean, you didn't know no better. It was a train set. It might have been the only one you had. So if you blew her, well, guess what? I guess you was pushing the cars around. But I want to say thank you to everybody that's still here, that hasn't left yet. And yeah, over in Harrison's basement, yeah, SMTs. Oh, he's got quite a collection that he's been collecting for quite a while. Old Tyco and Lifelike and all kinds of stuff. That's people that been sending him, and he's been getting all kinds of lots and everything over the years. But anyway, I want to say good night to everybody. Thanks for dropping in. Stay safe. Worsties. Wear your mask, and if you prefer gloves or whatever, it's a bunch of. Yeah, I think everybody's just blew it out of proportion, but we won't go into that. But good night, everybody. Have a good weekend. Have a good night tomorrow night watching our cousin Vinny at BNSF 6951. Hey, I said that kind of fast too. I've been practicing. It's hard to say, but you get those letters in there right. I can spit it out correctly if I practice. But anyway, make sure you see cousin Vinny tomorrow night on his live feed, 8:00 p.m. Eastern, and we'll see you next week. Or well, I'll have videos coming out here soon. So, but we'll see you next Thursday on next Thursday's live stream. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. So, good night, everybody.